How's it going, party people? I'm John Adarola. This is going to be the damage report on a Friday. How exciting is that? We made it to the end of another week. Although we should acknowledge that at the same time, another week has now passed. The inevitable, inexorable, unstoppable flow of time continues. I hope that we accomplished a lot because we only have so many days. And whether we acknowledge it or not, we are slowly Xing off days on that cosmic calendar. We could have done anything this week. When we look back someday from heaven or hell, or nothing, perhaps purgatory, will this week have truly counted? I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I'm John Adarola, and we actually have a pretty awesome rundown, both on the full show, in which I'm going to be joined by Brett Ehrlich, and also here on the pre-show, including an interesting little feud on the right, where someone, I don't want to identify all the details right now, is supporting a different candidate than the one that Donald Trump is supporting. But because, of course, Trump has like a chokehold on the party, they have to support their candidate, oppose his, while implying that he was still right to support a different candidate than they're actually supporting. It's a weird time that we're living in. Anyway, as people were talking about before we got started, the Webbies voting still exists. I'm going to check right now to see how we're doing. I want to thank everybody who has been supporting the Damage Report team in our Webby. This is 26th Annual People's Voice Award, the category being news and politics. As of right now, it looks like we are at 64%. And so that's awesome. We've been holding very steady there. Second place right now is at 16. I like the lead that we've got. Let's make sure that we keep it. And in return for your awesome support, I'm going to give you some news. And we're going to get to that headline story in just a few minutes, but I want to make sure that people have time to get their notifications and get over here. Thank you, Kenny. So hit the like button to expedite that process, and we're going to jump into some news. I'm only going to do this very briefly. This is not going to be a full COVID rundown or anything. I just wanted to mark an important moment. No, the hoodie is not going to stay on. Actually, I have the return of something that's going to come. Can we have some good news? Can we have some good news? The death numbers have hit 500 for the first time in a very long time. They have dropped 28% in the last 2 weeks. I mean, the downside, we are cruising very quickly to 1 million confirmed deaths. But we've hit 500. That's good. Now, cases continue to go up, and the hospitalization decline is starting to level out. But that's good news. The million's bad. Like, remember when it was like, we hit 5,000, it's like, oh my God, this is racing. We could hit 1 million. And then it seemed to slow down. And the right was like, it's only going to be 80,000 deaths. Ugh, who cares after all? And no, we're going to hit 1 million. We're going to hit 1 million, actually. We had a pretty amazing story about COVID we're going to do in the main show. I'm just going to briefly mention here, actually. Do you have comfort food shows? They're not guilty pleasures. There's nothing wrong with watching them. But so I have 2 reality shows. I don't watch a lot of reality shows, and the ones that I do tend to be competition. So I watch Top Chef, and I watch Fixer Upper. It's like the most normie thing about me, other than maybe SNL. And there was, in the previous season, there was an episode where they were feeding the first responders. And like the whole tone of the show was, these are these great people, they're spotlighting them, that are sacrificing for us. They're trying to keep us safe, working insane hours under impossible to even contemplate conditions, getting sick and dying at increased rates to protect us. You remember, they were heroes. We all agreed on that. Very briefly. And then the right turned on them. Isn't that fucked up? Like, I know that we've talked about this a million times, and I know that I'm repeating myself or whatever, but like, they totally turned on them. They called them heroes for like a day and a half, and then they were like, no, fuck them. They're lying about the numbers. There's no COVID. I'm going to break in and show. Those hallways are totally clear. There's nobody hospitalized. Fuck those liars. That's an amazing shift as a country. But anyway, we have other news. This is one of the most fascinating things. TikTok video viewed 1.1 million times. Apparently a woman put a tape measure against a door and marked the wall at 6 feet so that when a guy comes over from Hinge that says he's 6 foot, We'll see how tall he really is.
Fact-checking guys we invite over from Hinge that say they're 6 foot.
I hate the robot voice thing. Why couldn't you just say it? You got a voice. Okay, you must be at least this tall to ride, the caption says. Come on, man. So here's the thing. This is probably just done to get views. I acknowledge that. If it wasn't, though, like, you see the guy, so but you want objective, verifiable information, which, look, I respect that. I respect the hustle. So you see him, and you're not satisfied that you find his height acceptable until he walks past this line. So conceivably, you could have thought he was tall enough and liked him, and then the data shows he's not, so you cast him off, but you were attracted to him. Or you look at him and you think, for some reason I have to be with a tall guy, which is fine. I want a tall guy, he doesn't look tall enough, but I guess he is 6 feet, so I guess I'll stay with him. Neither of those circumstances make any sense whatsoever. Jesus, people. Daniel super chatted to say, hey John, have you heard about Activision Blizzard scandal with the California government? Allegedly, yes, there's definitely some overlap there. We're gonna land in it. I've been a little bit burned on it. We've talked about it so many times, but yeah, it's a possibility. Libra Vision Network says, have religious statues come to life to kill people? Is that a reference to the headline or something? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about there. Anyway, poor dudes who are 5'11.7. 100%. What about the soles of their shoes? That's going to be throwing it off. Short kings need love too, Mr. Wyatt says. Exactly. I don't know. Do you like the person? At the end of the day, a relationship you might think is about, well, I'm standing next to this person. Is someone going to, like, look and see that my boyfriend's shorter than me and then I'm going to look ridiculous? No, but that's not what relationships are about. Relationships are about when you are stuck in a car in traffic for 40 minutes and you have to be able to talk to each other. The height got nothing to do with it. I don't understand it. Okay, now, I'm going to give you my runner-up for garbage person of the day. They didn't quite make it. It's multiple people, and I believe that I've done this same sort of thing before, but it's happened again, and it's one of the most annoying headlines. Stranded dolphin dies after rowdy beachgoers try to ride it in Brazoria County. Houston Chronicle doing reporting right there. So it happened at the Quintana Beach County Park. People found the dolphin and attempted to push it back into the water and ride it. The dolphin was stranded again a second time on the beach and died before rescuers could arrive. Don't do that. Don't fuck with the dolphin. Like, there's been photos of people who like have small dolphin. They'll like pick it up for photos. Hey, you see this this creature that lives in the sea and like desperately needs to be in the water? Selfie. It's fucking real. Everybody thinks it's not a filter. You didn't just press it. It's not trending. Like it's a fucking animal. I don't understand people. Shadow Dragon Dreamer says, dude, I think it's an honesty test. Okay, I get what you're saying, and that is how I'm sure she would present it. Should it be? Should it be an honesty test? I don't think that it should be. I think there are certain things that you expecting an answer for and being like so specific in the requirements. I think that truth is generally better than a lie. I think that is almost always the case. I think there are some cases in which the person doing the asking has lost their moral high ground when it comes to deserving the truth. It's complex. Feel free to disagree with me, but that's what I think. And by the way, I'm like, this is not about like I'm taller than 6 feet. People are always really surprised, by the way, when they meet me. They think that I'm going to be shorter. And no, I'm slightly taller than 6, and I'm not a small guy generally. I'm not worried about this. But for other people, yeah, I don't necessarily see why it has to be that way. I do have legs, actually. Anyway, what if it's in case of rape? Flonk Sauce Dragon. Well, look, that's an interesting point. I think it's like a 7-Eleven thing. It's for, yeah. I don't think that's not why she's presenting it anyway. Okay, so, like button if you haven't already. If we don't get to 1,000, I'm not playing the fucking video. I'm keeping it real with you. It is time for discipline, and I will be the disciplined daddy. If you want to see this video, we need to get to 1,000 likes. Or else I'm gonna march right out of here to the beach and find a goddamn dolphin. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna measure the fucking dolphin. If the dolphin's not tall enough, I'm not gonna show you the dolphin either. I'm gonna take the picture, but I'm not gonna show it to you. Anyway, Fox News has an account that is verified on Truth Social. They say, it ain't us. That is such a devastating own against Truth Social. It was like one of the few media outlets they had, and it's not even them. They don't even want to be on it. Anyway. Okay, let's get to this video. I was lying about the discipline. Okay, but by the time, I'm gonna spin you, when I spin you back, we better be at about 1,000 likes, or I'm gonna fucking lose it. Okay, here you go. Laura Ingraham, Kellyanne Conway, the stakes, the Pennsylvania Republican Senate nominee.
Do you think the Trump endorsement of Oz was a mistake?
Apparently many right-wingers do. Look at that crazy smile.
President Trump's endorsement in these Republican primaries is a highly sought after and deeply consequential piece of political currency.
She works for a different candidate.
Was it a mistake, Kellyanne?
Asking, making their case. Here's what I think about it.
Was it a mistake?
I think that it confused many Republicans and conservatives in Pennsylvania.
Hannity, I believe, endorsed Oz, and I think that's that's probably not inconsequential for President Trump. You wouldn't answer the question whether it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake.
Well, no, I think, look, I'm not.
Oz. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it.
She's not afraid to say it.
No,
Look at her.
Afraid.
No,
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm actually laughing.
But I think it was a mistake, and I'm not from Pennsylvania.
But the endorsement was
I've talked to-
personal. But Laura, the endorsement was personal. But the endorsement was personal. This is not a.
Okay, you're not gonna get a straight answer out of her. So a lot of Republicans apparently think that it was a mistake. I personally find it to be a little bit weird that they're so focused on this. Like, is Dr. Oz the craziest candidate that he's is he crazy? Is that a crazier endorsement than Herschel Walker? Than many of the others? Like, it is crazy. It should be beneath him. It is ridiculous, considering the only reason you know Dr. Oz is because he's a very high-profile, very famous scammer. So they actually have something in common. But the fact that this is the one, that's weird. The more important point, perhaps, for this is non-human. Thank you. Is that she won't say it. She clearly thinks it. She's, in fact, working for a different candidate, but she can't say it. I'm surprised that Laura Ingraham did. But Kellyanne Conway still believes, no, I can imply, implicitly, and now I'm doing it explicitly, that this was a mistake, but I can't say he made a mistake, because what would happen to her if she did? Nothing good from her point of view, clearly. Thank you for passing 1,000. And so she's incredibly scared. I don't know what's going to end up happening. The last I had seen Dr. Oz, I don't think was leading in that race. It's going to be fascinating, but imagine if it is Oz, and imagine if that tanks their chances. They probably will still take over the Senate anyway because Biden is doing a terrible job. But they certainly need every seat that they can get. They want to get every seat. They'd love to have more power in Pennsylvania. Anyway. Okay, everybody, we are unfortunately out of time. There's way more coming, though. Not only on the watch list, which is available in 1 minute, twitch.tv/TYT, youtube.com/watchlistTYT, but in 1 hour, Brett Ehrlich and I are going to be going live with an awesome hour. I am so looking forward to this. Actually, 90 minutes. I am so looking forward to this. So I hope that you're there. Go vote for the Garbage Person of the Week on the community tab on our YouTube page if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who hit the like button, and I will see you soon.